This broadcast is inappropriate for all ages.
This is the house that Kamurai built. Time to get started.
This is the house the Kamurai built. And I am Kamurai! I'm getting better at flipping the slides. It was fun to do VidCon and play with the real cameras again, but like I don't have a set right now. That may need to be a big thing this next week to fix my place enough so that storage is storage and I actually have a setback, especially if I'm going to play with my new Pix Pro spherical camera. I'll go and take the lens cap off. I did an upload with that real quick. Maybe I'm getting out of order. I'm jumping a little bit, but I do want to talk about it real quick. After having the LVR workshop or whatnot, it definitely wants me or has me wanting to get into it. I've got to learn how to do it correctly. My first attempt was a test, but it is not perfect by any means. The controls are devastatingly horrible. There's sometimes it looks like it tried to stitch out the blank spot underneath so that so it changes your cardinal directions. You'll be hitting left and then you're at some kind of weird angle. So I got to put in an editor and I've got to make sure that I render it and then inject it and then upload it. Trying to get down that methodology is going to be a feat. I'm not saying how big a feat, but a feat. So yeah, VidCon. I'm back home at the time of this recording, but I do want to talk about Disneyland because I didn't do it the day after like I done the other ones, because the same reason I didn't do Gaming Division that night is because I was on planes, and when I got back here I was so crazy I was just trying to drive around to get little and get back to the apartment and get laundry done and then apparently just ruin my house in the events of unpacking. I've got to go through and just reorganize my place, if nothing else, just for the ideals of being able to pack it up and move. I've got things in the other room, and the other room is like half trash because some of it didn't fit in bins. I probably need a couple more bins, which I don't like because I was like, the whole plan was to get rid of some things. But until I can figure out how to do that and how to do that properly, because there are a bunch of wires and stuff, I need to figure out where to recycle copper here. I think I'll probably make some money back on some of the wires and shit I have if I do that. But that's just more aftermath nonsense. I was focusing on Disneyland. I got up that morning. I was like, okay, I have to go to Target to replace my shoes because I actually walked out the side of my shoes. I don't want to get into details on that one, but so I went to the Target. I got new shoes. I actually bought some real shorts too because I only bought like running shorts with me because I'm an idiot. I forgot to pack real shorts. So I managed to pick up some real shorts. I went and got breakfast at it was Jack in the Box, which was okay. And then I drove into the Disneyland parking lot. Didn't realize it was what I wanted. Left, went to the other one, which had almost reached capacity. Ended up pulling into a Disney hotel. Very, very nice lady there. Directed me to the lot I had originally gone to. So I wasted about a hour driving around before I even got in the park. But it worked out because I get to the parking lot, I get on the bus, I go to the park, and I'm walking in and I'm trying to decide which one I really want to go to because I know I've got the pictures at 1, so I know that I want that in the schedule. So I'm standing there and then I recognize someone from VidCon and she's wearing the black VidCon shirt and we have a short conversation and apparently she's lost from her friends, so I literally use my phone and I can point to a video where like it makes me look or feel a lot better than normal to have help there, but it's not the point. It's not why I did it. I didn't do it to be a hero. I just was like, okay, sure. I remembered her because she's Irish, and she's short and fair and cute. Just those type of things stick in my head. So be it. But she brought me along afterwards to find her friends, and I figured once she found her friends, I'd just drop her off and I'd go do whatever I do. But they invited me to come along, which was super nice of them. They didn't have to do that. But I think I've got a video. Let's go ahead and cut to that video of me introducing all the nice people I found. Hey, so we're at Disneyland. I met some friends here. There's Toad. Say hey, buddy.
Hey, Toaden K. If you like zombies, check me out.
I'm
Clare.
Clare.
I'm from Ireland.
Guys, I'm Laneth, I'm from Australia.
I am Matthew and I am from Australia. Hello, wonderful people.
Hi.
I'll be sure to link to all their channels and stuff so you can go check them out too. Just having to make some friends, have a lot better time at Disneyland than last year.
He's amazing. If you don't subscribe to him, He's wonderful.
Go to Matt's channel, give him kisses. Bye. But meeting them really changed the experience at Disneyland, because last year I kind of had a miserable time. I walked around, I saw everything. I didn't get on too many rides because I didn't want to sit in lines by myself for that long, especially not knowing what they were, because unless you do research, you don't know what the ride is that you're waiting on unless you've been there before. And if you've been there before, you've already been on that ride, so your motivation's probably about 50-50. Being with some people from out of the country that are so excited to do the things, yeah, it was great. I managed to GoPro a couple. I'll put those in different videos. I'm afraid that those videos will come under attack, so I want to make them separate from this one. But we went on like the Matterhorn, and they figured out Fast Pass, because I didn't even know Fast Pass. I was just like, because it's different here than the one I'm used to at Six Flags. They probably changed the one at Six Flags even. But so we went and did the photo, and I took some small footage and pictures of that. So we'll go ahead and do that here.
Alright, so to me it was just like, oh, you guys are just ripping off Xenoscope. Okay, I got it.
Oh, I do want to point out this while we're talking about it. There was this backdrop, this sky backdrop for part of the city that just looked super real, like almost like you could run through it, to the point where it's roped off so people don't. Which is just hilarious that they even did that. And I'll go ahead and put a picture here of me taking a picture in front of that because I just wanted that picture. Funny because Claire wanted a picture of that too, but she did end up doing like a little vlog thing where she was like, "Psych, it's really big." And we'll just take a moment here to show off a couple other pictures of my nice friends and how horrible a photographer I am on that camera because it's really not that great. And then I can't pose for anything. So there's that. But they were super nice about way too much. We ended up trying to figure out what we wanted to do next, and I was like, well, we could do this. There's a ride right there. Let's just try to hop on that because we know it's the nearest ride. And then between my suggestion and Toaden's suggestion that we go for single rider passes to try to split up and get on the ride and then meet up afterwards to go a little faster, we ended up having a real good time of it on Indiana Jones. So there's a GoPro of that, and then the last one, I don't know why, but they just super insistent upon helping me out because I was like, well, I don't have enough time. Just let you guys go do your thing, and I'll do something until I leave the park because I had to get out of there at a certain time to go make my flight, and we'll come back to that. So I wanted to do like Space Mountain, and it just wasn't gonna happen. So I was like, let's try Little Mermaid. Because I remember that being such a cool experience. And after being on Indiana Jones experience, I was like, I could go for more of that in another theme. And I really liked the Little Mermaid ride. I don't care what you say. It's a fantastic experience. It actually feels like you're going underwater, and if you just zone out a minute, like you can actually just be underwater with Ariel in them, all the scary fish. After that, like I said goodbyes, and they even walked me out of the park. Like I don't know if it's because they're not from America or they're just that nice of people, but they were super insistent and like big hugs goodbye. And they were just great. I got out of there and I didn't know how to get back to the parking lot because I didn't understand their bus system. Because I didn't realize I was supposed to memorize the characters on the bus instead of like a name or whatever, because no one knew what I was talking about when I said the parking lot off of South Harbor across from Convention Way. Like they were like the Toy Story lot. I was like, I don't what? Say words. So that ended up being what it was. It was the Toy Story lot. I think it was in Woody. So I walked the entire thing. Yeah, I walked the whole way across one side, and then about halfway back, I found my car. And let's cue the sad picture, or the pictures of me failing to take a picture of me being sad. So I run there to to the airport. I make it to the airport. I've got a half hour or so. It's a small airport. I figured that like I'll be okay, but apparently check-in was a half hour before that. Probably because I spent so long looking for my car. So I had to take the bag and have them check it from the plane, which I still don't understand. Everything was confusing about that experience. I was like, nothing else has worked like this. I don't understand the words you're saying. I don't understand how to get my ticket out of this machine. And she was like, well, it should have printed. And I'm like, it didn't print. Can you just do your job? So she did, and then I left. And apparently, like, when you do that, you have to scan your bag as if it was carry-on. It's obviously too big to be carry-on. And they found the knife I was missing. And because I didn't go to jail, I actually managed to come home. I had no idea the knife was with me. It was in the back pocket of a pair of jeans, which kind of upsets me because those jeans were probably washed like that. But I was like, toss it. Do your job. I'll get over that. It's just a knife. And so I managed to get or hobble my way down to the gate and then sit there for a minute, and then we loaded pretty quick after I got there. So maybe I was a little bit later than I was thinking I was. But then it was 12 hours of being on planes and being in airports. It just craziness. And so by the time I got home, like I hadn't had enough sleep. I was totally uncomfortable and sore. I got to my car. I paid like the $50 for parking or whatever it was. And then I get in my car and I'm just like, I have to go as far as possible to go get my cat and go home. And like, I swear to God, I fell asleep at like 3 different lights. I was out of my head completely. And then once I got everything home and settled and unpacked, I had to throw everything in the laundry basket and go do laundry because it was due. And then I saw Elliot, and Elliot was mad at me. Elliot's a cat that lives outside. And she was upset with me, I think, because I hadn't been around. So, like, she didn't even want to let me pet her or, I assume, give her food because she wasn't coming near enough the door. I was like, okay, well, you be mad. I'm going to go inside. And so the next time I saw her, she was a little bit better. But I'm home now, that's the thing, and we're back from California and silliness, and I have a couple new friends, and I am totally realistic that I am probably more enthusiastic about being friends with them, but they are being friends with me. I think it's just the realism of it because they're more popular YouTubers. They have fans. They have a fan base. I have no illusions about that. I may be annoying one or two of them, but I'm trying to be enthusiastic friend / fan. If it's not appreciated, it's not appreciated. I get it, but part of that's really sad because like I thought they were really cool people. So that's it. That's my travel adventure for this year. I'm going out of town next week to go to the Midwest to go to this fucking wedding. I hate traveling. But we're gonna do this occasionally. When you don't do stuff, you have to remind yourself why you don't do it, and occasionally you find out that it's really not that bad. After VidCon and traveling there, I don't know how bad it will or won't be. But we'll go find out, and that'll be that. Oh, the last thing I do want to show you is a picture of the best burrito thing I've ever had. I don't know if it's a wrap or what, but it's like beef tips and rice and got broccoli in it. This thing's amazing. If you ever have a chance to eat something like this, do it. It's so good. So that probably is my favorite food of the entire week. I am Kamurai, and until you see me next time, have a nice day. If you want to see anything else we're up to, go ahead and click the annotations, and they'll take you to our other channels.